Hello everyone, and I'm back again tonight with another Battlefield 2 mod showcase, and this time it's on the zombie mod Omnicide. And as I go through all the maps here, I'm not going to be playing every single one of them, but a lot of these survival maps in particular can be very bite-sized and very sort of quick experiences, which is quite a lot of fun and also very tense actually. As you're about to see here, I picked this particular map because I remember playing this mod quite a bit way back when I started my YouTube channel, and actually there's some really old videos going back 12 years ago of me playing this game and surviving for as long as possible with some weird music in the background. I did allude to that in my previous video with Forgotten Hope 2, but I wanted to go back through this mod again and relive some of that experience, and it's exactly the same as I remember it. There are two different versions, like two slightly different versions of this game circulating around. There's like the ModDB link, which has some crash bugs and stuff like that, and then there's this patched final version of it, which is seemingly fixed, like there's no problems with that. You can get that on the Lost Soldiers website, which I'll provide links to both really, because I don't know if there is much of a difference between them, but there are apparently enough differences for it to be like, okay, get the updated patched version, because the game will just crash if you try to play single player or something like that. But regardless, it's a very high quality mod. It's a bit smaller in scale again compared to, like, you know, the total conversion mods of Forgotten Hope 2 and Project Reality, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't a lot of effort put into this. There's a lot of custom work going on here with map boundaries and different guns and all that, and also too, like, the fact that you die, you know, there's no respawn thing, and all the bots are sort of programmed to sort of attack you and rush you, which I thought was really cool. I don't know how that's done. I'm presuming there are ways to get around that and to, like, sort of figure that all out, but I gotta be honest, the way it's been done has been really convincing. Like, it is genuinely tense at points, and there are some very good examples of that, which you'll see later on, particularly in the escape mode, where there are 3 different escape maps as discussed or seen prior, and you have to go from point A to point B, get into a helicopter, and then get to, like, this, like, specific point. I never actually got to that playing the game, and my attempts failed again today because I made a boo-boo trying to escape, and I did end up recording that, because I'm like, oh cool, I'll record that and then dick around and then see what goes on from there. But anyway, this is another map that's available. It's another very small map that you've got to kind of keep running around at all times to avoid being hit, and I believe it is like 1 or 2 hits and you're dead type thing, so you've got to really have your wits on you as well, as I failed to show in that previous gameplay clip. But it's, yeah, a lot of fun. Takes the vanilla Battlefield 2 gameplay formula, sorry, and tweaks it up a bit and just provides a lot more frenetic close quarters action. It's very easily accessible. It's only about 340 to 400 megabytes, so it's actually quite small. It does, as I said earlier, use a lot of vanilla Battlefield 2 assets, but it kind of refits them in some unique ways. So it's not that hard to sort of get things working again. As you see, I nearly killed myself pretty early on with that attempt. I was getting ready to restart that, but I thought, no, I'll keep at it. I'm more particularly excited to just show you the escape mode, because I think that's probably one of the most unique sort of modes in a Battlefield 2 mod, really, just having to kind of go to point A to point B, and of course, you know, only having that one life, as said before, you know, you've got to nail it, and it makes every gunfight even more intense. And I mean, you know, there's a reason why there probably isn't really that many other zombie mods, because I just think that this one just absolutely nailed it, personally. I mean, lostsoldiers.org do play this game, or do play this mod specifically on Halloween or around that period, just because it is that good. And the developer for it did unfortunately pass away not long after the game came out. I think it was about 2 years after the mod was finished or something like that. So Master CA was the lead programmer or lead developer on this mod, and he unfortunately passed away. But he left a good legacy in the Battlefield 2 modding community, because again, even the loading screens are like completely different from base vanilla Battlefield 2 mods or anything kind of compared to it, really, which is quite nuts, really. I imagine there would have been quite a lot of custom work going on there to get that all to work and not crash, and with, you know, no obvious bug fixes, because of course Refractor 2 can be a very fickle engine, and as can the Python coding script. So yeah, just special shout out to, you know, the Omnicide Battlefield 2 mod. I will provide links in the description and we'll go from there. But otherwise, yeah, it was really fun getting back into this. The only problem with the ModDB version of this mod is that you do have an executable installer, which can be a bit problematic if you're like me and you have the game installed portably, and so you don't have like a registry point or anything like that, you know, Windows doesn't detect it as installed in the registry or anything like that, so it's just not really gonna play nice with that. In fact, as I said in my Forgotten Hope 2 video, it picks up Forgotten Hope 2 over Battlefield 2, so there's some problems there with that. But thankfully, again, the Lost Soldiers version is just a zip archive, which you can just copy and paste to Battlefield 2 and then mods, and then just pop it straight into the mods folder. Should work no problems. But of course, as I'm seeing in the comment section, there was a 2142 video that I did recently, and someone did say that their experience with Battlefield 2142 Unlocker was a bit mixed. So again, your mileage may vary. You know, things that logically should just work sometimes just simply won't, and there's just no obvious reason for it, which is really annoying. Because again, these games are fun, and for the most part, they still like work really well on Windows 10 and Windows 11 systems, which can't be said for a lot of games of this era, really. Like, I know a lot of games were sort of beholden to DRM and whatnot, and it just made all that good stuff just more difficult. And the one thing I kind of found a bit annoying with this mod is that, yeah, okay, it's designed to, you know, punish you instantly for, you know, not being able to position yourself properly, but you do barely get any time for exceeding the spawn boundary or the map boundary. Like, I think you get like 2 seconds or something like that, and then you just start bleeding health. And then you combine that with the visual effects from bleeding and everything like that, and yeah, you basically just die instantly. So I guess it's one of those things where you just got to kind of survive. I'd love to see if anyone's actually managed to survive all 3,000 zombie tickets, actually, because that would be a long game. I mean, if you've got maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6 people all in one spot, and then you got someone supplying ammo all the time, I could see it being like you could maybe hold down a point for like half an hour to an hour without any problems. But it would be genuinely interesting to see how long someone's actually survived on these maps for, because there aren't that many videos of this game in its heyday, not on YouTube at least anyway, because of course YouTube wasn't really like huge until like, well, I mean, it was huge in 2008, but you know, it wasn't mainstream huge until like maybe, I don't know, I'd argue maybe 2010, 2011 really. And that's when I remember it being this kind of big mysterious thing that was a big vast website full of funny and random videos that 12-year-old me would really enjoy watching, you know, good old Smosh and stuff like that. The old days of YouTube were a fickle beast, weren't they? Anyway, we're going to be going straight to the escape map, and we'll be seeing that very shortly because I accidentally blew myself up with the C4, because the C4 has a ridiculously large radius for explosions. But here is the highway map, and again, this map I remember playing with a couple of friends back when I was kind of introducing people to Battlefield 2 mods, and was getting people to play co-op, because this was like just a free co-op game. And well, it wasn't a free co-op game, but I was able to, you know, put it on multiple computers without any real problems. So I had it on my brother's laptop, I had it on my mum's laptop, and I had it on the family desktop PC, and we had a friend come over and we'd all play co-op, and we'd play this mod on co-op as well. We did play one of the other escape maps, but the name of it eludes me. You'll see it back at the start of the game. You probably know exactly. I think it's like this, the one we escape on the ship. That was a really fun one, that one. And yeah, I mean, it's just fun memories. Wish I could probably go back to doing that again, but I can't really. It's going to be about convincing people to get back onto Battlefield 2 and playing that with them. And again, playing it with people from halfway across the planet will be a little bit more difficult, because this game, you really do feel this game when it's laggy. I'll say that much, having played this game. Or I tried it again pretty recently online, and I just, you know, was struggling, really. I mean, not to say that I wanted to be competitive or anything like that, but I was just more or less just trying to just play the game and see if I could get myself into combat and try the vehicles out, and it didn't really work. So I've just been playing the vanilla game for the most part with single player, the 64 player mods. But yeah, again, I love that these little custom Easter eggs, or like little custom like kind of jokes, inside gags on these boards. Really high res textures too, actually, which was kind of surprising. I mean, love to know just again how long that would have taken them to make. Probably in Photoshop, if anything. And I do see Ketty from South Park down there, which if this was a paid mod, or if this was like a paid thing, I can't imagine that would have flown too well. But I thought it was really funny going back to that whole comment about like YouTube in like 2008, 2009. Like that would have probably been something that was on there, or maybe Daily Motion or something. I don't know. It would be funny to try find that and see if that's around somewhere on the internet. But again, the memories are all coming back playing this mod, because I so vividly just remember playing this with like 2 other people, like my brother and one of my best mates, and just having like, you know, trying to avoid all the zombies and all that. And it felt a lot more tense than it did here. All that being said, though, it still is tense, because again, you can't get too close to them because they will just one hit kill you. But it was just, yeah, more tense. I don't know, maybe there was just more zombies or something. I was able to mod more of them in, because again, you can mod them relatively easily to have more enemies. And it would be kind of fun to see if I could do like 128 on this. I'm sure it's doable. Like again, I don't think anything would reasonably break if that was the case. You just have a lot more zombies, and it might be maybe too much, really, because again, these guns still adhere to some of the vanilla Battlefield 2 weapon physics, and that, you know, you move while you're shooting and you will miss shots. I mean, I guess that's pretty accurate in real life anyway, and pretty accurate to the base game and most other mods anyway, barring some of the most arcadey mods. But it's just interesting. I should try to tweak the balance a little bit and just see what happens and see how it changes how the game plays. I mean, the survival modes, the survival maps more applicably, probably wouldn't play that well. with more than the 48 bots. But I don't know, I'm going to give it a try at some point and just see if it works, and hopefully it doesn't break the game. But I mean, I plan to, at some point later in the year, if there is more an online server playing this mod, we'll probably play it with them and see if there's anything going on there, because I think that'd be relatively interesting. But on that note, what I will say is that every single map in this game is playable in single player. I mean, you know, it's a zombie mod, so, you know, you can't have actual humans, you know, like people online playing as the zombies. So everything is available in single player and in co-op, which is, I mean, it shouldn't need to be stated, but will be stated. It is nice, because, again, I was going through some of my old mods that I had installed on this install, because, again, this mod, this install that I have goes back to 2013, and there were some really old versions of mods that I should probably update. But there was also some mods that I downloaded for, like, unique factions or weird map designs, and they weren't very good otherwise, so I'm kind of cleaning a lot of that up, and then I added this in there, and again, comparatively, this is a very high quality mod. So again, shout out to Master CA, rest in peace, and shout out to everyone who still plays this and keeps this mod alive, because again, I mean, people do play vanilla Battlefield 2 in their hundreds every day. I mean, you'll get around about 100 to 150 people every night, and again, total conversion mods like Forgotten Hope 2 and Project Reality will get their loyal servers filled out every now and then, but mods themselves like this and AIX and others don't really get the love that they used to, and it's a bit of a shame, because a lot of effort was put into those mods, and a lot of talent was, involved in that, and it's a bit of a shame to see them kind of go by the wayside, because this game, the vanilla game, is still loved after so many years. I mean, it's going to be 21 years in a couple months, and it's unbelievable to think that it'll be going back to about 21 years or so, because I very vividly remember the time that this game came out and what I was personally going through in my life. I mean, I say that as if I was an adult or anything like that, but I was only like 7 and I was in primary school. But I still have a lot of memories from that period. I mean, I feel like a lot of people kind of forget those periods and just kind of let those memories just fade to time. But I don't know, I tend to remember the most really random things, and a lot of those memories still persist. And I was thinking about a random memory I had when we moved up to country Victoria, and I was randomly playing vanilla Battlefield 2 one day, or one morning. And it was like a really nice cold morning, and it was just, I don't know, it was childhood innocence, even though I was playing Battlefield 2 of all things. But anyway, I won't dive into that too much more. I wish that, if anything, there were more vehicles available in these maps. Like, these are scam. I mean, I guess it would kind of break the game if you had the vehicles ready from the start, or even towards like the back end. Like, these boundaries are designed to specifically like have you face challenges. Although that being said, I was able to kind of run around them easily, which is why I think that, again, increasing the bot count for zombies would probably introduce a lot more challenge. But yeah, to be able to rush those vehicles, it's really satisfying. Like, I remember, again, playing this mod with my mate and my brother, and getting there to the end and being like, oh fuck yeah, we made it, and then kind of worrying that we weren't going to be able to make it to the helicopter, which I'm yet to do. I believe we did do it back then, actually, and we just kind of dicked around or something like that. But yeah, just the memories are flooding back. I should have recorded that. I don't know why I didn't record that gameplay, because I feel like that would have been perfect to have on my YouTube channel back in the day. But instead, the only remnant of this mod on YouTube is, or my YouTube channel anyway, is an old video from mine with my own weird noise music and stuff like that in the background. But anyway, we're about to approach the end of the video, and I might as well wrap things up here anyway. So this is the Battlefield 2 Omnicide mod. I do apologize for sounding a little bit scatterbrained. I'm still recovering from being sick. It's been a kind of exhausting week, really. I've been undergoing a lot of challenges, a lot of work, and all that good stuff. So, you know, good adulting things. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun to go back to and explore. And I hope this incentivizes more people to come back and explore this mod. But for now, I'll be off, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.